people who have gone online to defend Hillary and just explain why they supported her, have been subject to attacks that are literally too profane, often, not to mention sexist, to repeat.
Oh my gosh. He went there, and that's going to open up a big door again. Joining us now on the Malzberg panel, Noah Rothman, assistant online editor of Commentary Magazine, and David Goodfriend of Goodfriend Government Affairs, Democratic strategist and former aide to President Bill Clinton. David, naturally, I will start with you. He actually said that some of the trolling going on Twitter against Hillary supporters is sexist. We have at the same time today word that Kathleen Willey will be out on the campaign trail if Hillary gets the nomination, working for Roger Stone every day, recounting Bill's, let's just say, problems with women. And we also get word that Hillary's ready to shake up her entire campaign staff in Brooklyn. Let's start with the first one, Bill Clinton's claim of sexism.
Yeah, well, you know, people have always made this kind of, I don't know, dotted line between Bill Clinton's behavior and sexism. But, you know, if you look at his support among women's rights organizations, it never once flagged. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You can say that he was unfaithful to his wife, and he was. You can say that he behaved improperly, and he did. There's a big, big gulf between that and what the guy did for equal pay, for women's rights, and it's widely regarded.
David, come on. The reason David, the reason that women's rights groups support him is because he supports abortion, and only that. Noah,
no, you're wrong. You're just wrong.
Okay, Noah, your opinion.
An incredibly craven attempt to generate some sort of sympathy for Hillary Clinton. You might as well have just drug a net through the YouTube comments section. Of course you're going to get people speaking uncivilly to you on Twitter. That's the point. These people are faceless, nameless individuals who say things that are outrageous in order to get a reaction. They're being intentionally provocative. Hillary Clinton is never more comfortable than when she can create the air of being a victim for her supporters. She is never in control of events. She is always beset and put upon by forces outside of her control, a vast conspiracy. And this is just another example of that very unpresidential behavior.
All right, I want you to hear what Madeleine Albright had to say yesterday, I believe. Here it is.
We can tell our story about how we climbed the ladder, and a lot of you younger women don't think you have to, it's been done. It's not done, and you have to help. Hillary Clinton will always be there for you, and just remember, there's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other.
What's worse, what she said or Hillary's huge open-mouthed hysterical laugh over that disgusting statement, David?
It's not a disgusting statement.
No?
No.
I know a lot of women who are offended.
Okay, well, I know a lot of women who weren't. So it's not a disgusting statement. It's politics, baby. If you don't like it, get out. This is not beanbag. This is not some sort of kid's game. This is politics. And what Madeleine Albright is saying is, look, when women her age and Hillary's age had to fight, they wouldn't allow Hillary to be a lawyer. When she first was a lawyer, they said she had to go be a secretary. She said, no, I want to be a lawyer. I'm going to argue that case. Women their age had to fight.
What do you mean she wasn't allowed to be a lawyer? Well, who wouldn't allow her to be a lawyer?
Hold on, I'm going to finish this. So what Madeleine Albright is saying is you can't take that for granted if you're a woman in your 20s, and that's her right to make that statement. And if she says you got a special place in hell if you don't help it, then rebut that if you disagree. But don't tell me you're offended. Come on, Malzberg, you're not offended.
A, they're alienating a great number of women, ticking them off even more than they disliked Hillary. Now they'll really dislike Hillary. And B, you got Bill Clinton out there claiming sexism and trolling. And here this woman says if you don't support Hillary and you're a woman, you're going to hell.
Yeah, mixed messages, certainly, from the Hillary campaign. I would go ahead and with all respect to Mr. Goodfriend, I would go ahead and rebut that, actually, by suggesting that this is just a naked appeal to gender solidarity. It's very fractious. It's not fostering comedy in the country. Can you imagine how the press would react if somebody who was supporting Barack Obama in 2008 in their primary, just a naked appeal to racial solidarity, or if a Republican candidate were to go out there and say there's a special place in hell if you don't vote for me as a white Protestant? That's
actually
the kind of thing.
Those appeals were quite overtly made in the communities of choice of all these different candidates. Not to mention the fact it's no different, I suppose. You know, if I were to come on here and say, hey, Donald Trump, whenever he talks about Muslims, whenever he says, I love the Bible, he's making a craven attempt to win the Christian vote. I mean, come on, guys.
And he is being savaged in the press, and duly so. In 2008 in South Carolina, Hillary Clinton was overtly signaling to white voters that she was their candidate, and she got bad press for it. Why is she not getting the same now?
All right, let me ask you.
Because those two things, I think there's a good answer for that. First of all, when a surrogate like Madeleine Albright says, I'm a woman and here are my views, just like Gloria Steinem did, I mean, they have to live or die by their views, and they have to live or die by their statements, and they do. And I think you really can draw a contrast here when you're dealing with members of a self-identified group and they're speaking for themselves, and they're saying, here's what I believe, and I don't think
last word, Noah, last word. Good.
Well, I think that's fair. You could say that she's speaking only for herself, but she is a campaign surrogate. She's standing right there alongside with Hillary Clinton, and she is being framed as the voice of the Hillary Clinton campaign. So I don't necessarily think you can separate what she says from what Hillary Clinton believes. She's right there. Let's ask her to rebut.
All right, we will continue this conversation. I'm sure we'll hear much more about it. Noah and David, thank you both very, very much. And up next, we're taking your calls. If you want to talk to me live on the show, call 877-NEWSMAX. That's 877-639-7629. Don't go away.